Uh, Hello, my name is John Mauk. I'm the president and CEO of Holy Cross Village. I'm here to introduce a video that is a very special video telling the stories of the 5 Jubilarians who are residents of Holy Cross Village and some of their observations of being brothers to the residents here on our campus.
When I came here, when I retired from teaching and came here, I worked in the marketing office for 3 years before Susan Griffin came. And I was selling villas around the pond, helping to sell. And that was meaningful. We had wonderful people and they sold real well and quickly. And therefore I knew lots of people quickly, easily to become part of the village. That's before Andre came into being.
Well, it's a wonderful place, especially for support, also from camaraderie with so many different people from all over the country. For myself as a brother, we enjoy having opportunities for relationships with both our own brothers, but also the lay people here in the village.
Well, I came to Notre Dame about 8 years ago to retire, and I originally lived on campus at Notre Dame, at Columba Hall on the campus, and I decided that I wanted to be part of the village. So I applied, I was accepted, and I was excited because I knew that by coming to the village, I would interact with people in my age group, people that are, you might say, preparing to die, because we know that it is inevitable. But I enjoyed living here in Andre Hall.
Being a member of Holy Cross Village helps me bring joy and happiness to other folks. And by doing that, I also receive it.
I think it's an important part of my life. It's certainly a ministry for the brothers to be involved in so many lives of other senior residents. So it's a very significant time to be with others. I have 2 sisters who are in their late 70s. And I'm 73, and I think it can be a very, very enriching and blessed part of a person's life, and so I'm very proud, very privileged to be here.
A great deal. I enjoy very much living in the village. We have wonderful lay people and brothers, and I think it's the ideal place to live.
Since it's a ministry of the Brothers of Holy Cross, and I've been a brother for 60 years, it's part of us. And our beloved provincial brother William Geenan was working in a similar adventure down in Sarasota, Florida, and then proposed it for our property here in South Bend. It seemed like a wonderful opportunity. And the brothers are proud to be sponsoring and be a part of Holy Cross Village. It's kind of a new ministry as opposed to strictly education, schooling.
Well, I wanted to be back here. I knew that this was going to begin probably even 10 years ago. And myself as a social worker, I saw myself as being a part of this ministry. When our former provincial came and asked me to come back to the village, I was ready to go, ready to move. And so I was here when the first resident walked through the doors out here, so that I could basically get to know all the people and be a part of their, part of this community. And it worked out very well.
I guess, as I said before, I was excited about joining the village because I knew that it would be an interesting encounter because I'd be meeting new people, and I'm not a shy person. I do like to talk to people, and it makes your life more interesting when you get to know new people, because just living in the community and knowing the people in your community, that's one thing. But when you get a chance to help other people that you've never met before, and you get to interact and talk to them, that becomes very exciting, because you know you can help them, especially when they're despondent and they have an illness and they know the illness is not going to go away. They need someone to support them, telling them that God loves them and they don't have to worry. They're only going to be transformed someday.
Many years ago, when the Brothers of Holy Cross were talking about Holy Cross Village and the use of this property and how it would address the needs of the older section of our population, we were very ecstatic in doing this and hoping that it would come to fulfillment, and it has, much more than our expectations.
When I first heard about Holy Cross Village, I was in Texas, and Brother William Geenan had come down to Texas and told me of the plan. He had just been elected provincial. The one-on-one, we sat down and he started to tell me about his plan to have a senior retirement community, and he wanted to involve the brothers in their daily lives and vice versa. I thought it was a very, very unique idea. I thought, as growing older as a senior brother, that I thought my senior years would be spent entirely in a retirement facility for the brothers in religious life. And I think that would have been a very blessed experience. So to be a part of the village, where brothers actually are a minority, but you still get to have the daily participation in meals and community activities and religious services, birthdays, celebrations. I think it makes it a very significant way to retire for me. I feel very privileged to be here, so very happy to be here. So it's been a good experience. My first experience was very much surprise, and I think the surprise has become a happy one.
Actually, my moving to Schubert Villa preceded the village. It was here before any of the villas were here, and that I go back to 1981, and then gradually the villas were built. Andre Place, Riverside Place, so I saw the village develop.
Other than sales, I suppose liturgical music and just meeting the wonderful, wonderful people that have moved into Holy Cross Village. We've got great people. Not just from Michiana, but from here and there. And their families kind of partake in this, and they're around at holidays. A great flourishing place.
Well, I started out here as a service coordinator, and for about 4 or 5 years. I also was service coordinator for our brothers, and I finally had to choose between the two, and so I'm now the service coordinator for our brothers. But the first 5 years with the residents here were great. I got to know the people, and so being a service coordinator and also being a part of the activities here and the life of the village has been probably my most memorable experience. And I think, but I probably overall be the contribution will be the music. You know, that's what I feel probably most. I feel that the people enjoy that that's why they come back, so.
Been here, I've done a lot of volunteer work. I drove people to the hospital, to their doctor, to their appointments, no matter what it is. And I enjoy doing that. I work at the soup kitchen in downtown South Bend. I work in the Unity Garden. Whatever class they offer, I attend. I interact in almost every aspect I can. I don't sit in my room and feel sorry for myself because I'm growing old. I'm out there in the field, in the vineyard, so to speak, working among the people. And I say I enjoy working at the soup kitchen. I did for several years drive people to their doctors, and I enjoyed doing that because when you do that, you get to know the person personally, and in many cases, you're a great help to that person. You become a support system for others because everybody here, I don't care in which stage you're in, if you're in independent or assisted living or in the nursing care, you need support because things don't always go well. The health continues to deteriorate, and that's not pleasant.
Being able to decorate the building for various functions helps me to give to the whole village maybe a sense of happiness, a sense of, to use the word again, joy, and a sense of home to all of them here by the decorating that I do here at the village.
I think some of the shows that Brother Lou has put on, I think being a part of that has been a very fun time. Lou gets very excited about the programs, and so all of us are very excited to participate or observe his programs. Those are always a big plus. I think people enjoy the programs and are very grateful for the entertainment. I like coming together in small groups. Sometimes a group of us will meet behind Andre Village and have a wine and cheese impromptu on Sunday evenings if it's a nice day. Those are always nice, and what makes them nice is that it's impromptu. I think visiting some of the residents and care facilities and knowing that they are visiting each other as well as a number of brothers, I think that's really nice. I'm always touched at the end of every Mass where you'll see brothers and residents pushing each other's wheelchairs into the dining hall. I think that's really a very nice testament of how well villagers and brothers work together and love each other. So I think those are significant parts of each day. So.
Well, I feel that as a brother of Holy Cross, I need to be friendly and encourage people who come here. Many of the people are leaving home for the first time, and they need someone to talk to and encourage, and we meet in the chapel, we meet in the dining hall, we have a social together, so I try to be a good representative of the Brothers of Holy Cross.